Almost everyone is glued to their smartphones these days, but if you're driving in College Station soon, you might want to keep it stored away, or the next response you could get is from the police. One neighbor says he checks his mailbox every day and is surprised to find his mailbox completely empty. And with Naki, you can set up a quick, simple tap pattern for your phone to call itself. 1, 2, 3. The only time you can use your phone while driving is when you're stopped at a traffic device like a stoplight or a stop sign. More than 900 people were in attendance this morning to pay their respects to Piper and her family. A number of them told me they could lose everything if the high-speed rail becomes a reality. Barnes & Noble is filled with Harry Potter fans. Some actually dress as their favorite character. The FBI released surveillance video to the media this afternoon. They're saying the video is critical. At 10 years old, Piper Faust was competitive, lively, and helpful. Her father, Brian Faust, says it was Piper's personality that made many adore her.
People met her and they were just drawn to her. She's the brightest little star.
Her mother, Rhonda, says Piper was a spitfire, competing in rodeo, dance, and softball. She says Piper did everything with all of her heart.
She had an all-around spirit that was just infectious, with a beautiful smile that she came across to anybody. They were her friends, and her smile just made you smile.
Her parents say her determination gave her a competitive edge in everything she pursued, including softball.
She was just this tiny little girl with just so much attitude, and they were not going to steal on her.
Piper's parents tell us for the last 6 months, she stopped all of her other activities to focus on what she loved the most, rodeo. And they have no doubt that she went home to heaven in the place that gave her the greatest peace.
I myself think her heart stopped in the arena. She left her soul where she loved it.
Her parents say Piper had an old soul and was constantly speaking about angels and her future.
She always talked to the angels and they talked to her. And she always told us that she wouldn't live to be old, that she would die young. And she knew it.
In Caldwell, Abby Knight, News 3. For the last 6 months, we've been digging through documents, talking to neighbors, and working with the schools that your kids attend every day. In each case, the answers we find are the same. The young men at Everyday Life are causing some serious grown-up problems. So we wanted to know who's failing these boys.
There's other incidents, where they're hiding in our bushes, watching my daughter swim in her swimming pool that are uncomfortable.
When we first talked to neighbors near the Everyday Life Residential Treatment Center in June, the boys' behavior had become a neighborhood concern. Jessica Ragsdale couldn't take the center's teen stealing her property and spying on her family.
We're moving tomorrow.
It's disproportionate for the part of the county that it's in to be responding out there that often. Going to a certain place 100 times a year, that's a lot.
Brazos County Chief Deputy Jim Stewart says the sheriff's office was called out to deal with EDL residents in nearby neighborhoods 92 times in 2015. They made 23 arrests. The boys also go to Bryan Public Schools. 44 EDL boys attend classes in the district and make up right under 20% of behavioral problems for the 2015 school year.
That's what we saw all year long.
Crystal Goodman heads up human resources for Bryan ISD. The school district counted nearly 1,400 disciplinary issues caused by EDL kids for the 2015 school year. Teachers reported being punched, kicked, stabbed, body slammed, spit on, scratched, bruised, and even getting a concussion from the students. One teacher quit because she couldn't deal with being physically assaulted by EDL boys.
And when you have someone that shows that compassion and want to be in Bryan ISD and they leave for that reason, that's disheartening.
The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services places and oversees children at EDL. Since 2015, the state has paid the facility nearly $2 million for their services. The school district and sheriff's office tells us they filed numerous reports about the kids there to the state. The DFPS says those reports don't affect EDL's license because it didn't happen on their property.
If they're in compliance, then it's something wrong with the state guidelines, procedures, expectations, because that's not what successful residential placement looks like.
I would hope that, we could figure out what we could do for these boys, regardless of which boys that they get in there, to make them successful in life.
I reached out to EDL Director Cedric Payton about this story. He chose not to comment. In the studio, Abby Knight, News 3.